Welcome to another MadeAtHomeTX video. In this video, I'll show you how I transformed this mid-century modern dining table, and I'll show you a new wood finishing method I learned in the process. This is the state in which the table was in when I started. It was full of dirt. I started this project by scrubbing all the caked on dirt with a steel wire brush to loosen it all up, then I used my air compressor to blow out all the dust. If you were to do this yourself and don't have an air compressor, you could always just use a rag. After that, I proceeded to the top of the table and wiped the top down with a rag dipped in warm water with TSP. If you don't know, TSP is used as a cleaning agent, builder, lubricant, food additive, stain remover, and degreaser, according to Google if you're curious what it was. Basically, it cleans the table down and it gets ready for paint or whatever you're going to do. I then went ahead and flipped the table on its end again and wiped the rest of it down. After that had dried, I proceeded to hand sand the entire thing with 100 grit sandpaper I folded onto a foam sander. While hand sanding, I noticed the finish was coming off easy, but it was going to take a long time to sand the entire thing, so I opted to use the electrical sander instead, and that was a breeze. Towards the end of the bottom rails, the leg would interfere with the sander, so I removed them for easier sanding. I marked them 1 through 4 to make sure the legs would go where they were before I removed them for easy reinstallation. I then kept on sanding the entire bottom of the table to remove the old finish. You can easily see the raw wood on the legs after it's sanded down. After all that was done, I hand sanded the legs with 150 grit sandpaper for a smoother finish. I sanded the top to see if it was a wood veneer, but sadly, as you can see in this clip, it was a plywood core with a laminate plastic wood on top. So that stopped my plans of refinishing the wood top and keeping an entire wood look finish on the table. And since I can't use natural wood, and since it was a laminate piece, I decided to paint the top. I then rough sanded the top and added painter's tape to the edges to keep the plywood core visible and free of paint. Here's what the tape looked like.
We must pay homage to him.
After that, I wiped away all the dust and got my shellac base primer ready. This primer has slowly become my favorite to use. It dries in about 15 minutes and the brushes can be easily cleaned with ammonia, which costs about $1. I brushed on a coat of primer, and when that dried, I lightly sanded to smooth it out a bit more. I'm slowly getting more and more comfortable with shellac and being able to apply it more smoothly. After that, I used the water spray method to apply the top coat of paint. I'll leave a link in the description to the video that showed me this method. I'm using a cabinet and trim paint. I'm curious to see how this holds up as a dining tabletop. I'll keep y'all posted in a future video or on Instagram. Added 4 coats of paint, lightly sanding in between each coat. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I found a new and easier wood finishing method than I've used before. I used to brush on polyurethane to almost any wood project I've done before, but there's some parts of furniture that deserve a more natural look and feel and aren't a pain to apply. I found a video by Anne of All Trades on a wood finish she uses. The video is linked below. Basically, it's a 1-to-1 mixture of oil-based urethane, oiled linseed oil, and mineral spirits. I mixed all that together and the finish was ready to use. I wiped away all the dust with a clean rag, and then with another rag, I applied the mixture to the rag and applied it to the wood. The boiled linseed oil soaks into the wood and the urethane hardens on top. The mineral spirits helps them both to be thinner for easier application. In this clip, you can see the original wood next to the finished wood, and I love how much this finish made the wood pop without any stain. I then applied it to all the wood surfaces of the bottom of the table. I let them dry for 24 hours and applied a second coat. After all that was dry, I removed the tape to reveal the wood edges. I noticed the paint seeped in behind the tape on some parts, but the tape did its job for the most part. I hand sanded the problem spots, and that took care of the problem. We're almost done. After that, I cleaned the edges and applied 2 coats of the wood finish to the edges, being careful not to get any on the newly painted surface up top. Once I had dried, I flipped the table and with a little editing magic, attached the legs. After that, I flipped the table over and I was done. I really like how this table came out. Here's a before and an after. I really love the contrast of the paint and the natural wood. If you liked this video, please hit the like button as it helps with the YouTube algorithm. And please consider hitting the subscribe button for future content. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. We recently passed 100 subscribers and I honestly can't thank y'all enough. I'm super excited to keep growing with y'all and bring y'all more videos. See y'all in the next one, and thanks for watching.